good day. I hope your day is going well. This is Tony Reeves, and welcome to another edition of Reeves' Point of View. I want to talk to you a little bit today about being careful around those people who don't respect your professional time. The reason why I use that example is that how many of us have found ourselves in a situation where we have people in our lives who take for granted that outside of our personal settings, we have a professional life as well. And so what ends up happening is they engage you in a variety of different ways to utilize your expertise, but don't necessarily respect your time. Well, what do I mean by that? How many of you have been in a situation where you have been in your work environment and you've had people either call you or ask you to do a favor for them, or they've come at you knowing that you've got some obligations to your professional setting, but basically expect you to drop everything in order to do whatever they want you to do? Now, for some, when you're early in your career, maybe you're working at a job that you're not really overly moved by, yada, yada, yada. It's not really a big deal. But you've got to be careful, because sometimes what happens is that attitude transitions later on in your professional life as you get older. What do I mean by that? Well, what unfortunately ends up happening is that sometimes over time, you're going to have some people who are still going to think of you in the same manner as when you were in your younger years, that they can always engage you whenever they feel like it, and you'll drop everything that you're doing in order to be able to be accessible to them. Now, the people who truly respect your professional time, I mean, the people who really, really recognize that you are now in a much different place, you're going to probably find that they are the people who typically don't engage you during your professional time, meaning they know that you're doing great things, big things, impressive things, whatever things you're doing, and they don't want to do anything to disrupt that in any way, shape, or form. They don't want to do anything that's going to impact your professional time. And in some instances, they may not engage you hardly at all, because they just know that your time is so valuable and you're in so many different things. They don't want to impede upon it. I've been in a few situations where I've had to tell friends, hey, I'm still there for you. If you need me, man, don't be afraid to contact me, because those are usually the people who don't abuse your time. But you're going to also find that there are going to be some people out there, whether you believe it or not, that for whatever reason, they just don't recognize that you are doing things. Maybe because they don't see the value in what you're doing. Maybe they just don't recognize the importance of what you're doing. But regardless of that, they may not necessarily understand or appreciate the fact that as you are moving up the ranks and evolving professionally, your time is becoming more and more valuable to what you're trying to do. And hopefully you've got people in your life who will understand, appreciate, and accept that they need to respect that time as well. But let me be clear when I tell you this. You're going to have a few people in your life you're going to have to check. And for those of you who are like, what do you mean? What do you mean by check? I mean, you're going to have to do some things to let people know, whether it be actively, meaning telling them to their face, or passively, by not necessarily being as accessible to them. And I'll be careful now, because some of these same people are going to be the first ones to say, oh man, back in the day, whenever I could call you, man, now you done got big, you done got bad, you done got a little rank on, got you a little bit of money, now you don't want to know nobody. No, it has nothing to do with any of those things. It's recognizing that as you move in more professional settings, as you get more responsibility, as you get more access to certain things, as you become more expansive in your well-being, your accessibility is going to change. It's not going to disappear, but it's going to change. And the people who are in your life who truly understand what that means is going to respect what that means. So it's important for you to recognize that if you're dealing with someone who does not respect your professional time, it's okay to move away from them, because guess what? If they don't respect your professional time, there's probably a good chance they don't respect you as a person either. Well, people, as always, I want to thank you very much for tuning in to another edition of Reeves' Point of View. Getting tongue-tied here. As always, you can check me on my platforms at anthonyreeves.com, as well as listen to me on all of your various podcast listening devices. But as we end, as always, I got to end with my favorite question of the day. Are you ready for the Anthony Reeves experience?